Everyone, Miss Vastavikta welcomes you to Sunbeam Convent School, Buxar. In this segment, we are going to study about food poisoning. So, what is food poisoning? Food poisoning is an illness caused due to consumption of food or drink spoiled by some microorganisms. Okay, if we eat spoiled food, that is done by some microorganisms due to action of some microorganisms. If we consume food, then it leads to food poisoning. So how can you know that you are suffering from food poison? So you can know by observing yourself that the symptoms are diarrhea and vomiting. Diarrhea or vomiting, it is caused by food poisoning. And how is food poisoning caused? Due to the spoilage of food by some microorganisms. So bacteria, viruses or parasites, they cause food poisoning. Sometimes food poisoning may also be caused from chemicals. Not only microorganisms, chemicals can also cause food poisoning. Microorganisms that grow on food sometimes produce toxic substance. These substances make the food poisonous, causing serious illness and sometimes even death. So food poisoning can be fatal also. So what happens is that microorganisms grow on food sometimes produce toxic substances. Okay, food poisoning can be fatal or cannot be. It will be fatal only when microorganisms will produce toxic substances, and when this substance mixed with food are consumed by human beings, it may lead to death. Spoiled food emits bad smell, has a bad taste and changed color. So how can you know that the food has been spoiled? By smelling it, it has a bad smell. By tasting, it will taste bad and the color is also changed. So by observing the food, you can know that it has been spoiled or not. Okay, so spoiled food emits bad smell, has a bad taste and changed odor. So it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from being spoiled, because food poisoning can be dangerous, even fatal. Okay, so it is important that we preserve food and prevent it from being spoiled. So food preservation is the safest method. The food preservation is a process by which foods are prevented from getting spoiled for a longer period of time. So the various methods by which food are prevented from getting spoiled is called food preservation, so that it can be stored for a longer period of time without being wasted. The color, taste and nutritive value of the food is also preserved. When we preserve food, its color is preserved, its taste is preserved and the nutritive value is also preserved. It is not that the nutritive value decreases. The food gets spoiled due to the growth of microorganisms on it. So we need to keep some steps to kill microorganisms in the food and also stop them from growing further, because the reason for getting food spoiled is growth of microorganisms. So to prevent the spoilage of food, we have to prevent the growth of microorganisms on it. So there are several methods by which food can be preserved. So how can we preserve food? First, the simplest method is boiling. Since ages, it is the most common and simple method of food preservation. You must have noticed that your mother boils milk before it is stored or used. Boiling kills many microorganisms. This is the reason why drinking drink is boiled. So boiling is the primitive method of storing food. You must have noticed, okay, that your mother is boiling milk before storing it or before using it. So what happens is that in the process of boiling, many microorganisms are killed, and when microorganisms are killed, it prevents spoilage of food. Therefore, it is also desirable, it is also important that we boil water before drinking it, so that all the microorganisms, mostly microorganisms, are killed and we are not harmed. So the second method is prevention by oil and vinegar. Vegetables, fruit, fish, pickles and meat are often preserved in oil and vinegar. Okay. Oil and vinegar prevent spoilage by creating an environment in which microorganisms cannot live. Okay. Sometimes you must have seen canned vegetables, fruits, fishes, pickles and meat. They are preserved in oil and vinegar. Oil and vinegar, what they do, they create an environment. They create an unfavorable environment for the microorganisms in which they cannot grow, cannot live, they die, and our food is preserved. The third method is preservation by common salt and sugar. Common salt, that means the salt that we used in kitchen. Common salt has been used as a preservative for ages. It prevents the growth of microorganisms. It is used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. Meat and fish are covered with salt to check the growth of bacteria. Okay. By adding salt also we preserve our food. And common salt is used. What does it do? It prevents the growth of microorganisms. What type of food is preserved by salt? Amla, raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. And meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Sugar is also considered a good preservative. It inhibits moisture formation, thus prevents the growth of bacteria that spoil the food. Jams, jellies and squashes are preserved by sugar. So sugar is also a good preservative because it inhibits moisture. It locks the moisture formation and prevents the growth of bacteria, because moisture is a favorable condition for bacteria and sugar inhibits moisture. Thus, it prevents the growth of bacteria, and the growth of bacteria, that means the growth of microorganisms, has been prevented. Then the food spoilage will also be prevented. So what type of food are preserved by sugar? Jam, jellies and squashes are preserved by sugar. Now, chemical method of food preservation. Some chemicals check the growth of microorganisms, therefore they are called preservatives. Okay, the chemicals that inhibit the growth of microorganisms, those type of chemicals are called preservatives. So which chemicals are commonly used? Sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfate are two common preservatives. These are two common preservatives that are used in almost every jams, ketchup and squashes to check their spoilage. So chemical method is a widely used method for preventing food spoilage. So chemicals that prevent the growth of bacteria or microorganisms are called preservatives, and sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfate are two common preservatives. These two common preservatives, sodium benzoate and sodium metabisulfate, they are used in jams, ketchups and squashes. Adding salt or citric acid preservatives to pickles prevent the attack of microbes. Okay? Citric acid or salt, when they are added in the pickles, they prevent the attack of microorganisms and our food is also preserved. Now the next method for preservation of food is pasteurization method. This method is named after the scientist Louis Pasteur, which involves the use of heat to destroy pathogens in food. Okay, pasteurization is the method in which heat is used to destroy pathogens in food. In this process, milk is heated to about 70 degrees for half a minute and then immediately cooled down. So pasteurization is the method in which milk is heated for about 70 degrees Celsius. Milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for half a minute and then immediately cooled down. Okay, this pasteurization method is named after a scientist, Louis Pasteur, and it involves heat to destroy pathogens. In this process, milk is heated to about 70 degrees Celsius for half a minute and then immediately cooled down. This process helps in destroying many harmful microbes without changing the flavor, composition, or nutritive value of the food. So this process is very helpful as it destroys many microorganisms, and it also does not cause any change in flavor, composition, or nutritive value of the food. It just kills the microbes, and there is no harm to our flavor, composition, and nutritive value. This method is usually associated with milk. This milk is then called pasteurized milk. Now, next is deep freezing method. Cooling stops the growth of microbes. Thus, it is safe to store food at below 0 degree Celsius, 0 degree temperature in deep freezer. Okay, cooling also stops the growth of microbes. So, it is safe to store food at below 0 degree temperature in deep freezer. In cold storage, the temperature is maintained below minus 18 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, bacterial growth is prevented as the enzymes are inactive. Once the food is taken out of the freezer, microorganisms start reproducing again. So, the frozen food should not be left in open for too long. Okay, deep freezing method is also used to prevent food spoilage. In deep freezing method, the desirable temperature is below minus 18 degrees Celsius, because it is the only temperature below minus 18 degrees Celsius that bacterial growth is prevented. Why bacterial growth is prevented? Because the enzymes are inactive. Okay, at that temperature, the enzymes that is created by bacteria to spoil the food are inactivated at below minus 18 degrees Celsius. So, once the food is taken out of the freezer, microorganisms start reproducing again. Therefore, frozen food should not be left in open for too long. Okay, it should be consumed immediately after taking out of deep freezer, or it should again be kept in the freezer. Dehydration method. Dehydration means removing water from food, which is the chief source of spoilage of food. Dehydration means making it without water, removing water from the food, because water is the chief source of spoilage of food. This method stops the growth of microorganisms as they cannot grow in absence of water. Many food items such as dry fruits, cereals, pulses, spices are preserved by this method. Now, canning means to store foodstuffs in airtight container is the best way of preserving them. In airtight container, if the foodstuffs are kept, then there is no air or no oxygen, and the oxidation of food will not be there, and our food will be preserved. Here your chapter comes to an end. Some questions are given to test your knowledge. So, define communicable disease. The disease which can be transferred from an infected person to healthy person is called communicable disease. How can communicable disease be prevented? So, communicable disease can be prevented by practicing some methods such as washing hands and isolating the patients, and there are many which you can write by yourself. So, what is food poisoning? Food poisoning is a spoilage of food by microorganisms. When it is consumed, then a person suffers from diarrhea and dysentery. What do you understand by food preservation? So, food preservation is the method by which food is kept safe for a longer period of time, and by how it is done? By inhibiting the growth of microorganisms. So, now here your chapter comes to an end. Read the entire chapter and try to understand each and every topic clearly.